Greetings from Placencia. My name is Lisa Karn. I'm the Executive Director and Founder of Fragments of Hope. And this application is continued active restoration of critically endangered coral species with a focus on acroporids. If you're not familiar with us, we registered in Belize as a nonprofit community-based organization in 2013, and we have 5, including myself, local board members. Our proposal is two-part, really. One is more sort of researchy, where we would like to repeat some experiments conducted by Dr. Justin Bauman and Dr. Colleen Bove. Began in 2017, and the data was published after just 17 months. And these are a star coral and a brain coral that we put in nearshore false key and offshore silk key nurseries, and they did lots of experiments to look at who did better where, and they're still in our nurseries 5 years later, and we've had several severe bleaching events since then, as well as the stony coral tissue loss disease has reached silks, one of the nursery sites, and these two species are now listed as critically endangered on the IUCN. So we think that following up on this experiment might be crucial in helping us plan restoration efforts with the species that are more susceptible to stony coral tissue loss. The second part and the bulk of the funding request from our proposal is simply to scale up the active restoration that we've been doing throughout Belize for over a decade now, inclusive of continued training. So we developed a training manual and a 4-day curricula now.
My name is Ali Cancino. I am the manager for the Kikaka Marine Reserve. I've been working with the Belize Fisheries Department for the past 15 years. Prior to being the manager, I was the biologist. So the work that we're doing, the coral restoration, the rehabilitation, is something that we can, is our contribution to the national game. When we met Lisa Karn many years ago, it was something that we discussed coming to Kikaka, doing the restoration work here on Kikaka. And so when she did finally come in 2020, she was welcomed with open arms. We knew that we needed to do the restoration work. We needed to have nurseries and rehabilitation for the purpose of rebuilding the coral cover in the area. So what our plan is in line with what Fragments of Hope has, where we want to diversify, outplant, and increase the coral cover and improve the ecosystem health in the area.
My name is David Vernon and I live in Placencia. I've been a guide for like 30 years, and for the past 20-something years I've been training guides. And after the hurricane, I was out here at Laughing Bird Key. And when I came out here after the hurricane at Laughing Bird Key, that entire eastern side was literally devastated. Like everything was knocked over, what was knocked over eventually died. Total devastation. Today what I saw just blew me away. Literally just blew me away, because it was endless corals. Not only endless corals, I saw also a huge diversity that I didn't see before amongst the corals. And so some of the hybrids were really spectacular to see, because they were like individual little clumps of corals, like little bouquets of coral formations that made it really spectacular. So for anybody out there that wants to see coral in its pristine form, come to Belize and go to Laughing Bird Key and see what Fragments of Hope is doing here, because they're doing some fantastic work here in Belize.
This is probably collectively the most successful coral restoration project, individual project in the world at this time.
It's amazing. It shows what impact we can make over a couple of years, and it shows that the work and the time invested in doing this type of work, it's amazing and it pays off.
To do with this proposal is really expand our efforts so that Laughing Bird is no longer just the star site, so that we can start to replicate these efforts in multiple sites in Belize, And to do that, we need the funding to pay folks to do it and to be in more places than once.